Scan this. Limestone chunk. The ones that we're after at the moment are sandstone. This thing here is a stalker's teeth. You may have noticed those stalkers occasionally carrying around bits of scrap metal. When they bite onto one, they release one of their stalker teeth and they can be used to make things. But I'm not going to collect it just now, because you'll find plenty of them around with the number of stalkers that you find. And we're, pretty short of inventory space at the beginning. This is the sandstone that we need. That's great. So I'm going to scan that while I'm here. Only need to do that once, and then take a chunk. And yep, it's silver. That's exactly what I needed. You can also get gold from sandstone chunks, but you don't really need gold so much. And you don't need much silver either, for that matter. And we just need one silver to be starting with. So now the other thing that we need for this habitat builder is the table coral. And I'm just looking in my inventory to see if we've got the room for it, and we do. I'm going to see if I can find some sort of over here. I'll show you it when I see it. There's some. I was hoping to get some a little bit further away, but this will do. So I'm just going to hit it with the knife. Those are the samples there. We can scan a sample, get an entry for that, and then we can pick up all the bits. Oops. You can also dig in sand, which I just demonstrated for you now. It wasn't intentional. So now that we've done that, let's see if we can make the habitat builder. Let's go remind ourselves what we need for it. The computer chip, resources. We just need one bit of quartz. Have we got one bit of quartz? Nope. Let's get one bit of quartz. Oh, and I'll scan this thing as well. And the thing next to it, because I haven't done that yet. That's a purple fan, and this is a blue palm. Later on, at your leisure, you can start planting these things just basically as decoration. I want to have a look at what these fragments are. Hopefully one of them is the other sea glide. Yep, that's the sea glide there. So we can now make those. And we've got the solar panels already, but if you scan any additional fragments that you find, you just get bonus bits of titanium. So let's get the quartz that we need. There. And back in here again. Let's make the habitat builder. Oh no, let's make the computer chip first. Electronics, computer chip. And there we are, that's the habitat builder. This is what we use for making bases. And it would be useful to make one of those now, because it will allow us to build more storage to store stuff in. And that's a bit of a problem at the moment. I'm purposely not collecting as much stuff as I need. What we're going to do with the 2 peepers that I collected is create the cured food that I was talking about. And that will be just an emergency food supply for if we need it. So that's both of them, and I'll put them in here. And I'll put the table coral away, because we won't be needing any more of that for a while. And there, that's good. Let's take the titanium out again. And a nutrient bar will eat that.
Vital signs stabilizing.
Right, that's all the titanium. Now... Oh, there's something else I wanted to do as well that I sometimes forget about. I'm going to pick up this air sac creature. I'll scan the other one as well, just so that we've got that out of the way. But I'm not going to collect that yet. With this air sac creature, I'm going to combine that with a silicone rubber. Let's take the health kit first. Noticing that there as well. And yeah, it's the silicone rubber that I needed. And now if we go to tools, we can create an air bladder. And that will allow us to get to the surface quicker. So we won't have any more of those close calls. I'll just demonstrate it here, and this will also serve the function of inflating it as well. I don't know if it's ever going to be changed, but the airbag can actually be put back into your inventory while inflated, and it will cease to function. But the first time you inflate it, it will require a bit of air to do so. So I'm just going to do that here now. There, it's inflated. The air goes down a bit, but then you rise to the surface quite quickly. So now that we've done that, we can think about placing our base. The life pod's in a bit of an awkward situation, position, but we're going to try and work with this. Oh, it has just got dark quickly, hasn't it? The reason for that is the eclipse. You didn't see it when it was at its peak, I wasn't paying attention, but the next time that happens, I'll show it to you. And that's the evening eclipse, because, you know, the sun's over there when it's happening, which is close to when it's going to be setting. So, I'm going to go back into the escape pod to see what direction I face when going out of the escape pod. And that's the direction I'm going to be building the base in, just for a bit of convenience. We'll place some foundations. I need to put the habitat builder into my quick slots for that. This can cause it to stutter a little bit the first time I open this, so expect that to happen. Yeah, I don't know if it was translated into the video or not, but for about 3 seconds after I clicked the foundation button, absolutely nothing happened. And then things just resumed as normal. So I'm going to try and find the perfect place to put the first bit of foundation. Needs to go just very slightly to the left. Yeah, I reckon that's about right. So I'll place that one there. You don't have to start off a base with foundations, but it's probably better to. Oh, this has gone wrong now. I was hoping to do it without having to cut off bits of scenery and stuff. Just gonna have a look here. I can move the whole thing to the right a bit. So I just deconstruct that. You can deconstruct and construct however much you like. You never lose any resources by doing it. So let's try a little bit more over here. And once I've done what I've done, you'll then see why I'm doing it. So that's one bit I think is in the right place. Let's put the other bit down. That's where it is now. And that'll do, I think. Yeah. And... oh no, you see now we've got the problem that we can't put it behind us. This is awkward. Okay, let me think about this again. Okay, New plan. I'm giving up on foundations. At least this time. You can place things without foundations, but it looks nicer with foundations, and it gives you a bit more structure and integrity for the base. You see, as you build a base, you start out with a set amount of structural integrity. And as you build more things, the structural integrity decreases. If it gets to 0, then you start getting leaks happening all over the place spontaneously. And that's very bad. But foundations, they give you a little bit more structural integrity, 2 extra hit points they're called. And reinforcement as well you can add to the base. And that increases structural integrity more so. So you can certainly get away without foundations. And I'm just going to do it without foundations this time because I'm in a really awkward place. And I'm trying to get perfect placement for something. I'm going to start off, if it will let me, with the tube I need. No, it won't let me construct that first. You see, what I want to do is I want to create a room which connects to a tube which then goes to round about here. So that will be very convenient for getting between my base and my life pod quickly. Unfortunately, you can't connect them directly, otherwise I'd like to do that as well. So we're just going to have to guess where to put this thing and have it pointing directly at the escape pod. I want to put it so that it's not touching that coral. In some cases the coral actually comes through the walls of the base. Or it would get, you know, it would disappear from the environment. And I don't particularly want either of those things. We've got it just about in the right place now. Yeah, I think that'll do. I can't really put it any further forward than that. So now I'll construct it. And there we are. It now just sits quite happily on the bottom. And if I wanted to, I could still put foundations underneath that. I might try doing that a little bit later. But for the moment, I'll construct another multi-purpose room on top of this. And now we're near the surface. Close enough to the surface that we can just install solar panels on top now, and it won't really matter. We'll put the corridor here, and you'll see I've put that in just the right place, that it's just underneath the entrance to the escape pod. I'm just waiting for those fish to swim away before I construct it. I'm not sure what would happen if they were inside it. You see, that one actually disappeared. Anyway, the structure integrity of their base is now 6.5, so I could still make more things on it. But I'll do that later. The only other thing I need now is the hatch to get in. And that's it. That's the early base.